My friends, fear is not just a feeling, it's a force. It's a spirit that comes to rob you of your destiny. Fear whispers lies into your heart, convincing you that you are not enough, that you are incapable, that your dreams are unreachable. But today I want you to know fear is a liar. You see, fear is not based on truth, it is based on distortion. Fear magnifies problems and minimizes your potential. It tells you that the mountain is too high, that the journey is too long, and that your strength is too small. But God never created anything that is too small for its assignment. You were designed for greatness, yet fear tries to tell you otherwise. Fear paralyzes potential. Every one of us is born with a purpose, with gifts and talents placed inside us by the Creator. But when fear enters, it binds those gifts. It makes you question your abilities. It makes you hide from your calling, and it makes you shrink from your purpose. I'm here to tell you, fear is not your friend. It's your greatest enemy. And here's the truth: fear is a learned behavior. You were not born with fear. Fear is acquired from life's experiences, from failures, from disappointments, from the lies others have told you. Fear grows in the soil of ignorance. But when you know who you are, when you understand the purpose you've been given, fear has no place to stay. Faith and fear cannot coexist. Where there is faith, fear must flee. Faith tells you that you are more than a conqueror. Faith tells you that no matter the obstacle, you will overcome. Faith tells you that God's plan for your life cannot be thwarted by circumstances. Faith is the antidote to fear, and it must be exercised daily, deliberately, and with full conviction. The danger of fear is that it blinds us. Fear clouds our vision and makes us see threats where there are opportunities. It blocks us from pursuing the vision God has for us. My friends, fear has one mission: to stop you from fulfilling your purpose. But I say, do not be deceived by fear's lies. You were not created to fail. Fear is a direct contradiction to your divine purpose. It is a lie that stands in opposition to your God-given potential. If God has called you, He has equipped you. Fear wants to make you think you are ill-prepared, but the truth is you have everything you need inside of you to succeed. Lastly, fear is a tool of the enemy. The enemy uses fear to delay your progress, to distract you from your purpose, and ultimately to destroy what God has ordained for your life. But fear cannot stand in the presence of faith. Fear is defeated by truth. And the truth is this: you are more than what fear tells you. You are destined for greatness. So today, rise up with courage. Face your fears not with doubt, but with faith. Know that fear is a liar. And it has no power over your life unless you give it permission. You are not bound by fear. You are freed by purpose. Fear may come knocking, but you don't have to answer. Instead, answer to faith. Answer to courage. Answer to the truth of who you really are. Because, my friends, fear is a liar and you are victorious. Fear distorts reality by magnifying problems and making them appear larger than they truly are. It clouds our judgment, turning small obstacles into insurmountable mountains. When fear enters our hearts, it doesn't just affect how we feel, it alters the way we see the world. The situations that are manageable suddenly feel overwhelming, and challenges that we are equipped to handle seem impossible. Fear creates a false narrative, one that convinces us we are powerless in the face of adversity. But the truth is, fear is a distortion of the real picture. It convinces you that your resources are too limited, your skills are inadequate, and your strength will fail. Fear takes hold of uncertainty and twists it into a certainty of failure, when in reality the future is full of potential. This distortion keeps us trapped in a cycle of doubt, limiting our capacity to move forward, to take risks, and to step into the unknown with confidence. When fear is in control, it distorts not only our view of the world, but also our perception of ourselves. It tells us lies about our worth, our capability, and our value. We begin to believe that we are not good enough, that our dreams are unrealistic, or that we are bound to fail. Fear blinds us to the truth of who we really are: individuals created with purpose, strength, and the ability to overcome challenges. But we must remember that fear is not a reflection of reality, it's a distortion. When we allow fear to shape our perspective, we give power to illusions instead of truth. Fear is like a pair of fog glasses. It blurs our vision and keeps us from seeing the path clearly. But once we remove those glasses, once we confront fear and replace it with faith, the distortion fades. We see the world as it truly is, full of possibilities and opportunities waiting to be seized. Fear distorts reality, but faith reveals the truth. The truth is that you are more capable than you think. The truth is that the challenges ahead are not insurmountable. The truth is that you have been equipped with everything you need to succeed. Fear may attempt to alter your perception, but it can never change the reality of who you are and what you are capable of achieving. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that can paralyze potential. It creates a mental barrier that stops you from taking action, even when deep down you know what you're capable of achieving. When fear takes hold, it locks you in a place of hesitation, preventing you from moving forward, trying new things, or embracing the fullness of your abilities. It's like being on the verge of stepping into greatness, but every time you try to move, fear pulls you back. Fear doesn't just affect the mind, it influences every aspect of your being. It feeds doubt into your thoughts, making you second guess your decisions. It creates anxiety in your heart, filling you with uncertainty about what could go wrong. Over time, this constant fear drains your energy and enthusiasm until you find yourself standing still, unsure of how to proceed. Your potential, your gifts, talents, and dreams gets locked away because fear convinces you it's too risky to let them out. What's dangerous about fear is that it doesn't just attack the present, it undermines the future. Fear keeps you stuck in a state of what if, where every move you could make seems too risky and every opportunity seems too uncertain. The truth is, most of what fear predicts never comes to pass, but while you're caught in that web of fear, you begin to believe that failure is inevitable. You start to think, what if I'm not good enough? What if I don't have what it takes? These thoughts slowly erode the confidence needed to pursue your goals. Even worse, fear hides your true potential. Everyone is born with unique talents, ideas, and abilities that, when nurtured, can bring incredible success and fulfillment. But fear causes those gifts to remain dormant. You might have an idea that could transform your life or a skill that could elevate you to new heights, but fear keeps them buried. It paralyzes your ability to explore new possibilities or to take the first step toward your purpose. The paralysis of potential caused by fear is often subtle. It shows up in missed opportunities, in delayed decisions, in the hesitation to speak up or step out. You may want to start something new, a business, a project, a relationship, but fear tells you to wait, to hold back, because the unknown is too scary. And the more you wait, the more opportunities pass you by, leaving you with untapped potential and regret for what might have been. But it's important to remember that this paralysis is not permanent. Fear only has. Fear is not something we are born with, it is something we learn over time. As children, we are fearless. We explore the world with curiosity, taking risks, making mistakes, and bouncing back without hesitation. We climb, we jump, we reach for things beyond our grasp without a second thought. But somewhere along the way, fear starts to creep in. We begin to learn fear from the world around us, from the words of caution we hear, from negative experiences, from observing others who are afraid. Fear is often passed down from generation to generation to generation. Parents, teachers, or peers may unintentionally teach fear through their own insecurities and doubts. A well-meaning warning like, be careful, you might fail, or that's too dangerous, plants seeds of fear in our minds. We start to internalize these messages, believing that failure is something to avoid at all costs, or that certain dreams are too big or too risky to pursue. Slowly, fear becomes ingrained in our thinking, shaping the way we approach life. Experiences to play a role in teaching us fear. Perhaps we faced rejection or failure in the past, and the pain of those moments lingers in our minds. The next time we consider stepping out, fear reminds us of the hurt we felt before. Remember the last time you tried? It didn't work out, fear says, convincing us that history will repeat itself. Over time, these experiences accumulate, reinforcing the idea that it's safer to stay in our comfort zone than to risk trying again. Society also contributes to this learned fear. We live in a world that often values security and predictability over risk-taking and innovation. From an early age, we're taught to follow a path that is safe and stable. We're encouraged to avoid the unknown, to stay in lanes where success is guaranteed. But this mindset only reinforces fear of the unfamiliar, fear of failure, and fear of venturing into uncharted territory. As a result, we learn to fear the very things that could help us grow, expand, and achieve greatness. The media amplifies this learned fear by constantly highlighting danger, risk, and uncertainty. Every day we are bombarded with messages that promote fear. Fear of the economy, fear of illness, fear of the future. These external messages fuel our internal anxieties, making us believe that fear is a natural, even necessary response to life. Faith has the power to overcome fear because it is rooted in trust and certainty, while fear thrives on doubt and uncertainty. When you have faith, you are anchored in something greater than the circumstances in front of you. Faith shifts your focus from the problem to the possibilities, from the obstacle to the opportunity, and from your limitations to the power that lies within you. Fear tries to tell you that you're not enough, that the odds are stacked against you, but faith reminds you that with belief and determination, you can rise above any challenge. Faith is not just wishful thinking, it is a deep conviction in the potential for things to work out, even when the outcome is not yet visible. It is the assurance that no matter what happens, you are not walking alone and that your path has a purpose. Fear makes you feel isolated, as if you are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, but faith reassures you that there is a greater plan at work, one that is guiding you forward even when the road is unclear. Fear thrives in the unknown. It makes you hesitate and question your next move because you don't have all the answers. But faith doesn't require you to know every step. Faith allows you to take action even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Faith is about stepping forward, not because the way is fully clear, but because you trust that as you move, the way will be made clear. It's about believing that the resources, strength, and wisdom you need will come to you as you progress. Fear often stems from the possibility of failure. It tells you that taking risks will lead to loss, embarrassment, or rejection. But faith sees failure as a stepping stone rather than an endpoint. When you have faith, you understand that every setback is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. Fear wants you to believe that failure is a reflection of your worth, but faith reminds you that every challenge is a part of the process of becoming who you are meant to be. Faith overcomes fear because it empowers you to see beyond the immediate situation. Fear is short-sighted and focuses on the present difficulty and magnifies the worst-case scenario. But faith looks ahead. It gives you the ability to envision a future where you have overcome the obstacles, where you have reached your goals, and where you have turned challenges into triumphs. Faith fuels perseverance, pushing you to keep going even when fear tells you to give up. Moreover, faith is rooted in purpose. When you know why you are doing something and believe in the significance of your mission, fear loses its grip. Fear tries to shrink your vision too. Fear thrives on ignorance, feeding off what we don't know and the uncertainty that comes with it. When we lack information or understanding, our minds tend to fill in the gaps with worst-case scenarios. This is where fear finds fertile ground. It amplifies our anxieties and convinces us that the unknown is a threat. The more we don't know about a situation, the more our imaginations spiral, crafting elaborate stories of danger and failure that often have no basis in reality. Ignorance creates a void that fear eagerly occupies. When faced with a decision or a challenge, our instinct might be to retreat rather than confront it, simply because we don't have enough information to make an informed choice. This retreat can lead to paralysis, where fear stops us from taking action, and we become stuck in a cycle of indecision and anxiety. Instead of seeking knowledge or understanding, we succumb to the comfort of inaction, believing that avoiding the unknown is safer than facing it head on. Moreover, fear's grip is often strengthened by misinformation and negative narratives that circulate in society. We learn to fear certain things based on what we hear from others or what we see in the media, even if those narratives are exaggerated or unfounded. This misinformation breeds a culture of fear, where individuals are conditioned to react with dread to situations they don't fully understand. For instance, fear of failure is often rooted in the misconceptions that surround success and achievement. We may think that failure is final and reflects our worth, when in reality, failure is merely a part of the learning process. The fear of the unknown can also manifest in specific areas of life, such as health, relationships, or career changes. When faced with a medical diagnosis, for example, a lack of understanding can lead to heightened anxiety. Without clear information, our minds may race to the most alarming conclusions, picturing worst-case scenarios instead of recognizing the full spectrum of possibilities and solutions available to us. This fear can prevent us from seeking treatment or making informed choices, perpetuating a cycle of ignorance and anxiety. To break free from the grip of fear, it is essential to confront ignorance with knowledge. Seeking information, asking questions, and educating ourselves about the things we fear can help demystify those fears. Knowledge empowers us to see the situation for what it truly is, rather than the exaggerated threats our minds create. When we take the time to understand the unknown, we can replace fear with clarity and confidence. Ignorance may be fertile ground for fear, but knowledge is its antidote. When we arm ourselves with information, we weaken fear's hold over us. We begin to see the world with a clearer lens, one that reveals opportunities rather than threats. This shift allows us to approach challenges with a sense of empowerment instead of dread, transforming fear from a barrier into a stepping stone for growth and discovery. In essence, the more we learn, the less room there is for fear to thrive. Fear blocks vision by clouding our ability to see the path ahead clearly. When fear takes hold, it narrows our focus, making it difficult to recognize opportunities and possibilities that lie before us. Instead of viewing the world with a lens of hope and potential, fear encourages a mindset of limitation and doubt. We become so preoccupied with what could go wrong that we lose sight of what could go right. This tunnel vision keeps us trapped in a cycle of negativity where our perspective is distorted and our ability to envision a brighter future is severely hampered. When faced with fear, our instinct is often to retreat or to play it safe, which can prevent us from pursuing our goals and dreams. Fear creates mental barriers that inhibit our ability to think creatively and explore new ideas. It tells us that we should stick to what we know rather than venturing into the unknown where growth and discovery occur. This limited perspective can prevent us from recognizing our true potential and hinder our willingness to take calculated risks. Instead of seeking out new experiences that could lead to personal or professional growth, we may choose to stay within the confines of our comfort zones, missing out on opportunities that could change our lives for the better. Furthermore, fear can distort our perception of reality. It often exaggerates the perceived risks associated with taking action. When we are gripped by fear, we may overestimate the likelihood of failure while underestimating our capacity to overcome challenges. This skewed perception makes it difficult to envision success or to believe that we can navigate obstacles. As a result, we may talk ourselves out of pursuing worthwhile endeavors or dismiss opportunities before we even give ourselves a chance to explore them. In relationships, fear can similarly block our vision. The fear of vulnerability may prevent us from expressing our true feelings or from opening up to others. This reluctance to connect can create distance and misunderstandings, preventing us from forming deeper, more meaningful connections. In essence, fear acts as a wall that separates us from the potential richness of our interactions with others. We may miss out on friendships, collaborations, or partnerships that could bring immense joy and fulfillment simply because we are too afraid to take that first step. Moreover, fear can create a cycle of self-doubt that further clouds our vision. When we let fear dictate our choices, we may second-guess our decisions and hesitate to take action, leading to missed opportunities and regrets. Each time we allow fear to dictate our actions, we reinforce the belief that we are not capable or worthy, which can perpetuate a negative self-image. This cycle makes it even harder to envision a future where we succeed or thrive. To break free from the limitations that fear imposes on our vision, we must cultivate a mindset of courage and possibility. This involves confronting our fears, challenging our limiting beliefs, and actively seeking new perspectives. By acknowledging fear for what it is, a natural but often misguided response, we can start to see beyond it. We can learn to view challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. When we choose to face our fears head on, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. We begin to visualize the life we want to create, unencumbered by the limitations that fear imposes. As our vision expands, we become more aware of the resources, support, and opportunities available to us, empowering us to take action and pursue our dreams with renewed confidence and clarity. Ultimately, it is this shift in perspective that allows us to transcend fear and unlock our true potential. Fear contradicts your purpose by creating a disconnect between who you are and what you are capable of achieving. Each one of us is born with a unique purpose, a calling that is embedded in our very being. We are designed to fulfill specific roles, contribute to the world in meaningful ways, and pursue dreams that resonate with our innermost passions. However, when fear enters the equation, it undermines that divine purpose and causes us to question our worthiness and capabilities. Fear whispers in our ears, telling us we are not good enough, that our dreams are too big, or that we will fail if we dare to pursue them. This internal dialogue creates a profound sense of doubt, convincing us that we should settle for mediocrity rather than striving for greatness. When we allow fear to take root in our minds, it begins to dictate our decisions, leading us away from our true path. We may find ourselves making choices that align more with our fears than with our aspirations, ultimately steering us further from our purpose. Moreover, fear often manifests as a desire for safety and security, urging us to stay within our comfort zones. While seeking comfort is a natural human instinct, it can be a trap that keeps us from realizing our full potential. Our purpose is often found outside the confines of familiarity, in spaces that challenge us, force us to grow, and push us beyond our perceived limits. Yet fear convinces us that stepping outside our comfort zones is too risky, leading to stagnation instead of growth. This contradiction between fear and purpose can lead to feelings of frustration and dissatisfaction. When we ignore our purpose out of fear, we may find ourselves feeling unfulfilled or stuck in situations that do not resonate with our true selves. We might chase after what is expected of us rather than what we truly desire, leading to a life that feels disconnected from our values and passions. This dissonance can erode our sense of self-worth and fulfillment, making it even more difficult to break free from the chains of fear. Additionally, fear can lead us to compare ourselves to others, causing us to doubt our unique journeys. We may look at someone who seems to have it all figured out and think, why can't I be like them? This comparison breeds insecurity and diminishes our confidence, making us more likely to give in to fear rather than embracing our individuality and unique purpose. The truth is, each person's path is distinct, and when we allow fear to dictate our self-perception, we ignore the value of our own experiences and the significance of our contributions to the world. Overcoming this contradiction requires a conscious decision to confront our fears and reaffirm our commitment to our purpose. It involves recognizing that fear is a natural response to the unknown, but does not have to control our actions. By understanding that fear often distorts reality and limits our vision, we can begin to challenge its authority in our lives. This means embracing vulnerability, taking risks, and stepping boldly into our purpose, even when it feels uncomfortable or frightening. As we learn to navigate fear with courage and determination, we gradually align ourselves more closely with our true purpose. We begin to recognize that fear does not define us, rather, it is a part of the journey we must face as we strive for our aspirations. By choosing to pursue our purpose despite fear, we cultivate resilience, self-confidence, and a deeper understanding of our worth. In essence, while fear may contradict our purpose, our willingness to face it head-on allows us to break free from its grasp. We can reclaim our lives, make choices that resonate with our true selves, and fulfill the unique calling that has been placed within us. When we choose to embrace our purpose with faith and courage, we illuminate a path that fear can never overshadow. Fear is a tool of the enemy, a weapon wielded to disrupt our peace, undermine our confidence, and divert us from our true purpose. It is often deployed to create confusion and doubt, leading us to question our abilities, our worth, and our very existence. The enemy knows that when we are gripped by fear, we are less likely to take risks, pursue our dreams, or stand firm in our convictions. Fear acts as a barrier, isolating us from our potential and making us more susceptible to manipulation and negativity. In the face of fear, our instincts may lead us to retreat or remain silent, allowing the enemy to gain ground in our lives. We might find ourselves conforming to societal expectations, silencing our voices, and ignoring our passions simply to avoid the discomfort that fear brings. This withdrawal plays directly into the hands of the enemy, as it creates a breeding ground for self-doubt and insecurity. When we allow fear to dictate our actions, we inadvertently give power to those negative forces that seek to keep us small and complacent. Moreover, fear can distort our perception of reality, leading us to believe that we are powerless and alone. In this state, we may view challenges as insurmountable obstacles rather than opportunities for growth. The enemy uses fear to amplify our uncertainties, making them appear larger than life and reinforcing a sense of helplessness. We begin to view ourselves through a lens of limitation, convinced that we are not capable of overcoming adversity or achieving greatness. Fear also thrives on isolation. When we are afraid, we may withdraw from those who could offer support and encouragement. This isolation deepens our feelings of inadequacy, leading us to believe that we are the only ones facing these challenges. The enemy knows that when we are alone, we are easier to manipulate and our fears can grow unchecked. It is often in these moments of solitude that we become trapped in a cycle of negative thinking, where fear becomes an echo chamber, amplifying our anxieties and making it difficult to see the light of hope. In addition, fear can disrupt our relationships, creating barriers that prevent us from forming deep connections with others. It can lead to mistrust and misunderstandings as we project our insecurities onto those around us. The enemy exploits these dynamics, fostering conflict and division in our relationships. When fear takes hold, we may become defensive, unwilling to be vulnerable or open, which hinders the authenticity and depth of our interactions. This cycle of fear can isolate us from the very people who could offer the support and love we need to overcome our challenges. To counteract fear as a tool of the enemy, we must consciously choose to confront it with courage and truth. This requires a deep commitment to understanding that fear is often based on lies about our worth, our capabilities, and our potential. By challenging these narratives, we can dismantle the hold that fear has over us. It is essential to recognize that we are not defined by our fears, rather we are defined by our actions and our resilience in the face of adversity. Faith and community are powerful antidotes to the fear that seeks to ensnare us. By surrounding ourselves with individuals who uplift and inspire us, we can combat the isolation that fear creates. In a supportive community, we can share our struggles and hear the stories of others who have faced similar challenges, reminding us that we are not alone. Through these connections, we can find strength and encouragement to rise above the fears that threaten to hold us back. Ultimately, recognizing that fear is a tool of the enemy allows us to take a stand against it. When we understand that fear is not a reflection of our reality, but rather an illusion designed to deter us from our purpose, we can reclaim our power. Embracing courage, seeking knowledge, and fostering supportive relationships can help us break free from the chains of fear. In doing so, we align ourselves with our true potential and reaffirm our commitment to living a life filled with purpose, passion, and authenticity, untouched by the destructive influence of fear. In conclusion, fear is a powerful adversary that seeks to undermine our potential, distort our reality, and divert us from our true purpose. It thrives on ignorance, blocks our vision, and can even act as a tool wielded by the enemy to keep us isolated and powerless. However, we have the ability to overcome fear through faith, knowledge, and community. By confronting our fears head-on, we can reclaim our power, recognizing that fear does not define us. When we choose to embrace courage over comfort, we can illuminate the path toward our aspirations and dreams. The journey may not always be easy, but every step taken in faith is a step toward realizing our true potential. Together we can create a supportive environment that encourages growth, authenticity, and connection. Let us stand firm in our commitment to rise above fear, to live boldly, and to pursue our purpose with unwavering determination. Fear may whisper lies, but we have the strength to declare the truth. We are capable, we are worthy, and we are destined for greatness. Let us move forward unencumbered by fear and embrace the extraordinary lives that await us. Thank you.